from Massapequa High School here on Long Island. Two of the most talented teams in girls lacrosse are set to go at it here on this Wednesday afternoon. It's the Massapequa Chiefs and the Cold Spring Harbor Seahawks here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome, everybody, inside the broadcast booth here at Massapequa High School. Thomas Gamba joined alongside my partner, Max Rotniak. Max, two of the most talented teams on Long Island. As I said, a ton of superstars filled throughout these rosters. This is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, exactly like you said, Thomas. An exciting game today. Massapequa, Cold Spring Harbor. One team's 9-1, the other 6-2. It's a high-stakes matchup for both of these schools today.
Both of these squads coming into this one on different paths. Cold Spring Harbor fell to Garden City their last time out. Massapequa has won their last four after losing to Garden City on April 4th. So let's go into some impact players that we could see have their footprints on this game. We'll start with Cold Spring Harbor. A ton of talent on this team, as I mentioned, but it all starts with Olivia Malata on the offensive side and Leah Marino on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, exactly. Mulata, definitely the player to focus on here. The Syracuse commit scoring a ton of goals this season, 28 to be exact. Absolutely amazing from her so far.
And then for Marino, she's a Cincinnati commit, a junior defenseman anchoring the defensive side of things for head coach Danielle Castellane. And when we spoke to the coaching staff of Massapequa, they said they want to center in on Malata on that offensive end and try and stop her. She's going to be a big part of their defensive game plan today. But we move over to the Chiefs side of things, and anchoring that defense for them is Emma Ferguson. And then on the offensive side, it's Natalie Burns.
Yeah, Burns the player to really look out for here. Binghamton commit as well. 20 points this season between 11 goals and 9 assists.
For Ferguson, sophomore defenseman, and when we spoke to head coach Leanne Zimmer, she said she was the one to look out for, so already as a sophomore, she's playing a big role this year.
Yeah, it's always great to see some of these sophomores, sometimes even freshmen, really step up at the varsity level for lacrosse. So good to see that for her today.
Well, these four players aren't the only stars on both sides as we look at the Cold Spring Harbor starting lineup for the Seahawks coming into this one at 6-2. As we mentioned, they lost their last game to Garden City. Before that, a loss to Manhasset on April 4th. But before that Garden City game, they won 3 straight against Farmingdale, Syosset, and Sacred Heart. So they're coming into this one pretty confident. Obviously, Garden City, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. They only lost by 2.
Yeah, it's great to see, especially when you have to consider Massapequa lost by 12 when they played against Garden City earlier in the year.
And a lot of talent on this lineup, as we said, for Cold Spring Harbor. Someone to especially look at, Hannah Sliwak, the sophomore, number 27, 27 goals this year for the sophomore attackman. As we take a look at the goalie for Cold Spring Harbor, that is Audrey Davidian, the junior goaltender who took over for Maya Soskin, the 3-time All-American who was at Cold Spring Harbor for the last few seasons. And even though they lost such a talented goalie like Soskin, it has not been a huge drop-off to Davidian.
Yeah, and Davidian, we know she's a great goalie. Again, Columbia commit, and this season 72 saves. Additionally, 14 in that last game against Garden City. That's 14 out of 24 shots, a great save ratio there.
Coach Castellane mentioned she was just steady Eddie, so solid, and there is Coach Danielle Castellane in her 20th season, graduated from Farmingdale in 2001, and actually played with both Zimmer sisters, who are co-head coaches for Massapequa. We'll get into them in just a moment, but this really a family affair from Farmingdale for the Castellane and Zimmer families.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good to see that. We saw them talking before the game a little bit, maybe catching up on things. So that'll be an interesting storyline going through today.
Moving over to Massapequa, we mentioned the great play of Natalie Burns, but another person to look at on the offensive end, Savannah Appleton, the Clemson commit, 38 goals, 57 points. Ava Macri as well. She's got 31 goals on the offensive side, so she gets a lot of assists from players like Appleton, and the offense really flows for Massapequa. A lot of targets they can go to.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good when you have a couple of those targets just to shoot in a lot of goals. Definitely going to help them ramp up the scoreline today.
And we take a Look at who's going to be between the pipes today for the Chiefs. That'll be Emily Ferguson, 82 saves on the season for the sophomore goaltender.
Yeah, and she had 8 in her last game against Farmingdale. She's going to have to be solid today between the pipes if Massapequa want to come out victorious.
And a really good goaltending matchup today. You got 82 saves from Fitzgerald, 72 on the other side for Davinian, and 2 players that are not seniors yet. So both of these programs can definitely grow with these 2 goaltenders. As we look at the head coach for Massapequa, Lee Ann Zimmer, in her 15th season, graduated from Farmingdale in 2000, and she's also co-head coaches with her sister Megan, who's also on the staff.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting to look at. Like we said earlier, all 3 coaches for today's game coming out of Farmingdale High School in the early 2000s.
And Megan actually played with Coach Castellane at Hofstra as well at the college level. So a lot of connections here, and this one is set to be a fun one. So we'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network as we'll wait for the national anthem here from Massapequa High School. The Chiefs and the Seahawks set to go at it next.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job in exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media has been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. Keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
It's time for Massapequa and Cold Spring Harbor here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and there's always big themes going into each game. And for Massapequa and Cold Spring Harbor, each of them have a set of keys that we really want to talk about. We'll start with Massapequa. What are their 3 keys for today's game?
Well, the first one is just to win the draw control battle. They have to seize all the opportunities that they get today. Second one is minimizing turnovers, valuing the ball. That's going to be very important for them today against a fierce Cold Spring Harbor team. And the third one is going to be cohesive communication on defense. We know that Massapequa has a lot of good defenders. As for Cold Spring Harbor, they have three keys themselves. First one, draw control. Second one is on selfish offense. They're going to need that if they want to score a couple goals today. And the third one is buying in on defense.
Speaking about Massapequa's cohesive communication on defense, they really said they wanted to hone in on Olivia Malata when we spoke to their coaching staff before the game. She's obviously have 28 goals, 52 points this year. She started last year as a sophomore and only a junior. She's a Syracuse commit. She's going to be special in whatever game she plays in.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, Thomas, Syracuse commit, 28 goals for her this season.
So both teams talking things over before we get on the field here and get things started. See Coach Leanne Zimmer, co-head coach with her sister Megan Zimmer, speaking to her team before things get started for the 9-1 Massapequa Chiefs, who are 5-1 in their conference. Their last loss on April 4th against Garden City. Coming into this one, they've won 4 straight games. As for Cold Spring Harbor, 6-2, 4-2 in the conference, as we mentioned earlier, and they lost to Garden City just 2 days ago, so they're looking to bounce back. But again, they battled against them really hard, only lost by 2 goals. Speaking about Massapequa, their loss was 12, so that's a little litmus test before we go into this game to see how these teams can match up against each other.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, games don't transfer on. Even if you played bad in one game doesn't mean that you can't win the next, but it's certainly going to hype Cold Spring Harbor up a little bit that they could do better against such a great team like Garden City than Massapequa could.
So Massapequa has broken their huddle. Cold Spring Harbor getting one last message from head coach Danielle Castellane in her 20th season as they put their fists together and break the huddle. So the Seahawks are onto the field, and we're set to get going here from Massapequa High School. Let's look at who's going to take the opening draw in this one. For Massapequa, it'll be Natalie Burns, who we mentioned earlier on the offensive side how good she could be. 20 points this year. And on the other side, it's Lila Long, the junior midfielder, Emory-Riddle Aeronautical University commit. She's got 11 points on the year. So those two players will start things off. Cold Spring Harbor will go left to right. Massapequa going right to left. The Chiefs in their white jerseys, yellow lettering and numbering, and the Seahawks in their navy blues with white lettering and numbering. The sticks have been placed at midfield. Officials getting everything set here. Clock is ready with 12 minutes to go in the first quarter here. Burns and Long look like they're ready. Still awaiting a whistle here. And we're finally underway. As a whistle. And I think we're going to do this again. So 3 seconds tick off the clock there, and Burns and Long will redo the opening draw here. Round 2, who's going to win it? This one bounces into the stick of Long, and the Seahawks control the opening possession. It starts off with number 26, Hannah Sliwak, the sophomore, who's got 27 goals this year. They reset it up top with Long. To the right wing, Sliwak. 10 yards out. Drops it to X. This is Needle, the freshman attacker who has a high lacrosse IQ according to Coach Castellane. Needle around the right side of the net. Shadowed by the Massapequa defense up top. Long, cutting towards the net. Gets a check from Burns. Circles the net to the left side. Hops near GLE. Scanning the field. Finds her teammate up top. This is Sliwak. Number 26, dancing to the right wing. She lost the ball off her stick. 38 to shoot. And a whistle. It's going to stay with Cold Spring Harbor with 33 to shoot.
One of the keys for Cold Spring Harbor today was some unselfish offense, and maybe it's been a little bit too unselfish. No shots so far for the Seahawks.
So after the restart, they get it to the right wing. Dirks looking inside. Double team comes. She shovels it up top for Long, and it's intercepted by Massapequa. Running the other way are the Chiefs across midfield. This is Burns to the left side for Hoffman. Extra pass, a shot, and a save by Davidian. Rebounds loose to the left side, scooped up by Massapequa, and they have a reset at the top of their box.
Yeah, first save of the day from the Columbia commit. So far, so strong for the junior goalie.
The shot was from Callie Human, the senior attackman, also a captain on this team, committed to LIU. Here's Burns, who had the steal on the defensive end. Swings it to the right side. Grace Hoffman in the right corner. Plays it to X. This is Molly Hoffman. Back to the right wing. They get it in front. A shot bounces wide to the left, and it goes out of play. Staying with Massapequa, 50 to shoot.
Massapequa getting a lot of shots off early. That's good from them. Cold Spring Harbor couldn't get any towards the goalie.
Burns to the right wing. This is Swakowski, and a shot, they score! That's Emma Ferguson, number 17, with the goal, and it's 1-0 Chiefs.
Great goal here by Ferguson, the defender. Not likely to see her score, but she got it from about 10 yards out.
So 9:30 to play in the first quarter. Ferguson rips it short side on Davidian, and it's 1-0 Massapequa here from Massapequa High School. Good start for the Chiefs, and actually, that was Grace Hoffman with the goal, number 12. Hard to see that from our angle here. So they give it to Hoffman. And these jerseys here on a cloudy day, white jerseys with yellow lettering and numbering. A little tough for us to see the numbers. Sorry about that. But it's Hoffman with the goal. And the ensuing face-off, battled for by both teams. They're going to say a push on Massapequa. It'll be Cold Spring Harbor ball. Ball in the stick of Olivia Malata, the Syracuse commit who we mentioned mightily at the start of this game. 52 points this year. She's had a big impact this season for the Seahawks. She gets around the net, looks to shoot short side, swims around, a double team, fires, and hits the side of the net as it's pulled in by Emily Fitzgerald.
There might have been no goal there, but Malata proving why she's being targeted almost by the Massapequa, by Cold Spring Harbor rather. So clinical, almost got the goal off of only a couple seconds of attack.
Peyton Wilds with control on the right side. Tries to find a teammate, goes off a stick. Battled for by Sliwak, but she knocks down a Massapequa player, and it's going to stay with the Chiefs. Wilds down the near side. Gets across midfield as Ferguson set a pick. And Wilds into the box. 8:23 to go in quarter number 1. 1-0 Massapequa. Burns down the middle. Plays it to the right wing. Splitting inside. That is Appleton. Appleton now at X. Works around the cage to the right side. Scans the field. Looking inside. Burns cuts. Appleton still with it on the right wing. Dishes it up top. A shot. And they score! That's Kira Swakowski. And it's 2-0 Massapequa.
That's her 9th goal of the year. What a shot here from Swakowski. She took it from about 10 yards out again. This time, she's able to beat Audrey Davidian, and just like that, 2-0 Pequa.
And a really good job by Appleton drawing the double team from Bridget Wilcox, number 13, that gave just enough space for the goal from Swakowski. And it's 2-0 Massapequa here with 7:57 to go in quarter number 1.
Yeah, no wonder Appleton could make that play. That'll be her 20th assist of the year. So really good from her.
Clemson commit now with 58 points on the season as a whistle, and we'll redo this draw from Lila Long and Natalie Burns. Burns for Massapequa and Long for Cold Spring Harbor. Long 2 for 2 in the draw department so far. This one flipped up in the air, battled for and pulled in by Massapequa. The first win for Burns. Down the middle goes Lojadis as they get it to X with Grace Hoffman. Scored the first goal for Massapequa in this one. Hoffman works it back to X as Lojadis gets a touch. 7:30 to go in quarter number 1. 2-0 Massapequa. Burns up top, 20 yards out. Works it to the right wing. This is Swakowski. Lobbing it for Lojadis. Skip pass to the right wing, caught in the stick of Hoffman, the lefty. She lobs to X with Appleton. Under 50 to shoot. Appleton looking to dive the net. Backs down her defender. Switches to her right hand, dumps it to X. Hoffman, with under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Works around the right side, shoots wide to the right, and it'll stay with Massapequa, 33 to shoot. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Appleton spins inside, throws it in front, a shot, and they score! What an assist to Molly Hoffman, and it's 3-0 Chiefs.
Wow, Massapequa starting this game off just as they wanted. Another great goal here. This one more of a poacher strike, if you will.
Excellent spin by Appleton, and then the wide open cutter is Molly Hoffman, who puts it home. 3-0 Massapequa. What a start. And Appleton really starting to get it going. 2 assists in the early going.
Yeah, she's a great player. Like we said a couple times already, Clemson commit. We know she's great. Now trying to clinch that 60-point mark for the season today.
Bridget Wilcox now will take this draw for Cold Spring Harbor against Burns, who's 1 for 3 today. Wilcox wearing number 13. Speaking with the officials before this crucial draw, and what can Cold Spring Harbor do to gain a little momentum here?
I think they're going to just have to take a shot. They've been good on winning the faceoff so far. They just have not been good on executing. I believe it's only been 1 shot so far from the Seahawks, and that's been the deciding factor. Whenever Massapequa has the ball and they've taken it the other way, they've gotten a couple shots off themselves, and eventually they're beating Davidian.
The draw popped up in the air and scooped up by Malata. She drives down the left side, lost it for a moment, but regains after the bobble and finds Ainsley Dirks up top. Dirks wearing number 24, one of those younger guns that Coach Castellane mentioned. This is a young group, graduated 13 seniors last year, and the sophomore Dirks has played a big role on the offensive end this season. 10 goals, 7 assists. Is a shot in front. They score! There's Hannah Sleewack. Looked like she had the goal, number 26, and that'll make it 3-1. My apologies. That's Caitlin Millette, number 25. So Millette with the goal, and Cold Spring Harbor's on the board.
Yeah, and she's a pure goal scorer. 8 goals, now 9 on the season for her. 0 assists to go alongside that. So good to see that she's back on the scoring boards.
And she could also take draws, so player that could really do it all for head coach Castellane. Puts her team on the board here with 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Long back at the draw circle to go against Burns, who's 1 for 4 today. Against Long and Wilcox. Long wins this one as Malata comes streaking in to make the catch. Cold Spring Harbor sets up on the offensive end. They started down 3-0. And moments ago, it was Caitlin Millette who put the first goal on the board for the Seahawks. Sliwak has it on the right side. Plays it to the right wing for Dirks. 20 yards out. Dirks scanning the field. Still with it. Now swings it to the left side with Leah Party. Needle at X. Has her defender hung up. Wraps around the cage and bounces it in. Avery Needle found a little slot in front of the net and put it home to make it 3-2.
Some great work out of the freshman, and what a goal. She wrapped around the net and got it to the bottom left corner. Great shot there.
Her coach said of her, she has great stick skills and vision. She is on point in all facets of the game as a freshman. That her 9th goal of the season, her 15th point, and all of a sudden, after being down 3-0 just 2 minutes ago, it's all of a sudden 3-2.
Yeah, Cold Spring Harbor really ramping it up now. 2 goals unanswered. Doesn't seem like a lot, but they've cut the deficit down to only 1. Massapequa needs a response here.
5:28 to go in quarter number 1 as we're back to the draw circle. Lila Long out there with Natalie Burns. Long has taken all but 1 face-off in this game for Cold Spring Harbor. Burns has taken all of them for Massapequa, and Long wins another for her team as racing down the middle is Ainsley Dirks with speed. Good trail check by Burns, and she takes it away. The other way, this is Appleton, who has 2 assists today. Cold Spring Harbor has a defender down, and they're going to blow the whistle here as in transition, it looked like it was Lila Long who was in some discomfort here with 5:06 to go in the first quarter. She's currently on the ground holding her head on the turf around the 35-yard line, right where the face-off was. So we hope Long's okay as they tend to her, but we're going to take a look at some upcoming sportscasts that we have here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Most notably, on Friday, it's another men's lacrosse matchup on the Varsity Media Sports Network, 2nd of 2026. This time it's the University of Pennsylvania, the Quakers, against the Minutemen of Massachusetts. That'll be on Friday at 5:30 from Farmingdale High School, the Daler Classic, the 2nd game of that this year. And boy, is that going to be a fun one. I'm excited. I'll be on the sidelines for that one. And a lot of energy going into this game. It should be an awesome one. Definitely don't want to miss it.
Yeah, exactly. Never want to miss some of these higher level, higher stakes matchups. NCAA, D1 men's lacrosse. Of course you want to see it.
So again, UPenn and UMass, that'll be on Friday at 5:30 as Long walking under her own power to the sideline. Again, we hope she's okay. Massapequa will have the ball after the whistle. It looks like it'll be Appleton with control on the right wing. 5:06 to go in quarter number 1. 3-2 Massapequa. They started this game with a 3-0 lead, but after goals from Avery Needle and Caitlin Millette, it's all of a sudden 3-2 here in quarter number 1. Whistle blown, and we're back underway with Appleton. She splits down the middle, gets into the box for her team. She's got 2 assists today. And the main attacker on the offensive side, playmaking for her team. She gets a touch here at X. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Up top, this is Swakowski. 1 goal today for her. Gets a screen from Grace Hoffman. Probes around it down the middle. Drops it to Burns. Double team comes. Burns has to retreat. Lost it off her stick. Battle for the ball. Who's going to pick it up? It's Cold Spring Harbor. That's Wilcox. She immediately lost it. but a whistle, and they're going to give possession to the Seahawks. So Wilcox forces the turnover, and it's Cold Spring Harbor ball.
This could be a crucial possession now for Cold Spring Harbor. If they can take it the other way, get a couple of good shots off, they might just be able to tie this game up.
Wilcox after the reset, sprints down the near sideline, looking to win the race to midfield, dumps it off behind her to Cody, and Cody maneuvers around the midfield stripe, but she lost it going into the box, and they're going to say a whistle. That's a violation. It'll stay with Cold Spring Harbor, so good job by Cody, splitting a double team and giving her team possession right near the box. They'll get it in quickly off the reset with Ainsley Dirks. 3:40 to go in quarter number 1. Controlling it in the right corner is Sliwak. Now it's Dirks to the left wing. They play it behind the net. This is Needle. Already has 1 goal today. Wraps around the cage, tries to find Sliwak. That's tipped and stolen. Burns racing down the far side. Lobs it down the middle for Macri. Knocked out of her stick. Bodies flying, and a push on Cold Spring Harbor as Macri went down to the turf. It'll be Massapequa ball.
Great job there from Massapequa to stop the attack from Cold Spring Harbor. Now they can go the other way, get a strike back the way of the Seahawks.
2:55 to go in the first quarter. 3-2 Massapequa as Macri gets it across midfield. Works around Mulata into the box down the right lane. Burns sets up the offense with Macri. 31 goals on the season for the sophomore midfielder. No assists yet for her. So she's been a recipient this year on many goals for Massapequa. Lojadis with a shot. That's a save by Davidian. As Lojadis came down the right lane. And Davidian with another stop. She's looked good so far.
Yeah, she sure has. Like we said a couple times already, one of the best goalies on Long Island, if you really will. Columbia commit. She's been great today.
Marino with the clear. And another violation on Massapequa. Cold Spring Harbor receives possession. After the restart, Seahawks get it into their zone. Dirks down the left wing. Curls to the top. Defended by Lojadis. Now Wilcox for Pacey. Dirks keeping the ball hot. Leopardi behind the net. This is Needle. Again, she had the second goal for Cold Spring Harbor. Throws it in front off the stick of Sliwak, but a whistle. Push on Massapequa. It looks like. See what the call is here. I believe it's going to be Cold Spring Harbor ball. 1:13 to go in the first quarter. And it will be Seahawk possession. As Mulata will have it off of the restart. And we're back underway. Mulata at X with under a minute to play in the first quarter. Cold Spring Harbor trying to tie the game at 3. Dirks to the left wing for Millette, who had the first goal for Cold Spring Harbor, now behind the net. This is Sliwak, dancing around a defender. Back to Millette. Leopardi left wing. 20 yards out for Pacey. Drives down the middle, splits a double team. Now in trouble, circling around defenders. And they're going to award possession to Massapequa. Great defense by the Chiefs.
Great defense again there from Massapequa. They've been so good today on that defensive side of things. Exactly what they want today. And like we said earlier, that's that cohesive communication on defense that they've wanted.
And Olivia Mulata has not found her way yet so far on the offensive end. Massapequa doing a good job of shutting her down. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. A shot by Burns is saved by Davidian. 4 seconds to go in the first quarter, and time will run out. 3-2. Massapequa leads Cold Spring Harbor. What a save at the end of that frame by Audrey Davidian. But Savannah Appleton was the star in the show in the first quarter. 2 assists, including 1 to Swakowski. That made it 3-0. Now it's 3-2. A good one here from Massapequa High School on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Start of the second quarter here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It's Massapequa and Cold Spring Harbor. The Chiefs lead the Seahawks 3-2 to begin the second frame. Thomas Gamba and Max Rotniak with you. And Max, Massapequa started off strong, a 3-0 lead, but at the end of that first quarter, the last 6 or 7 minutes, it was all Cold Spring Harbor. They scored 2 goals. All of a sudden, it's a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Cold Spring Harbor really changed around there was they got a lot more shots on offense. I think that was the key. First couple possessions, even though they won the draws, they were not able to take any chances at goalie Fitzgerald. And finally, once they did, they scored a couple goals.
We go back to the draw circle with Bridget Wilcox and Natalie Burns. We'll have a restart to begin this frame. 2 seconds run off the clock. And we'll do it all again with Wilcox and Burns. Lila Long took most of the draws in the first quarter for Cold Spring Harbor, but she got a little banged up on one of them, so she's on the sideline now. Wilcox attempting to win this one. It bounced to the far side and goes out of play. We'll have another restart as we'll do it again from the draw circle. 8 more seconds run off the clock there. Here from Massapequa High School, home of the 9-1 Chiefs. Last loss was against Garden City on April 4th. Cold Spring Harbor coming into this one losing to the Trojans just 2 days ago. They're 6-2 on the year. As the third attempt is finally won by Burns. She's triple teamed immediately, finds Macri, and she gets into the box with Appleton. Grace Hoffman plays it behind the net for Human. The senior captain committed to LIU.
Yeah, a lot of weapons on this attack from Massapequa. That's why they've scored 3 goals already, Thomas.
Appleton had 2 of those assists on 3 of the goals. She splits down the right side, draws the double team, resets, and a whistle. Looks like free position will be awarded to Appleton. She's 10 yards out, gets set. Whistle blown, Appleton towards the net. Dumps it in front, a shot, they score! It's Natalie Burns, and it's 4-2 Massapequa as the Chiefs strike first in the second quarter.
That and also now a hat trick of assists for Appleton. Just shimmies her way past the defender, gets a great pass to Burns, who bangs it in the back of the net.
She has really been so dominant. Speaking about Appleton, 3 assists so far for the attacker that has 38 goals on the season, only 19 assists coming into this game, but she's been the feeder in this game.
Yeah, she sure has, Thomas.
So 4-2 the score, 1 minute and 1 second into the second quarter. As we go back to the draw circle with Wilcox and Burns. Just scored that goal for the Chiefs, her first of the day. Back underway, Burns ricochets this one towards the box of Massapequa off the stick of Appleton, and it's pulled in by Dirks of Cold Spring Harbor. Sprinting down the far side, near midfield, resets in her own box. Long pass to the near side, caught in the stick of Leah Marino, who clears across midfield with 85 to shoot. Getting into the box is Dirks. 20 yards out, she'll set up the offense with Hannah Sliwak. Sliwak behind the net with Needle. Scored the second goal for Cold Spring Harbor. Wraps around the net to the left side. Takes a check and goes back to X. She'll try the right side now. Good defense in front by Massapequa. Needle has to reset. Dirks up top. 57 to shoot. Works it to the left wing with Millette. Scored the first goal for the Seahawks in the first quarter. Needle around the net. Tries to dive toward that area, but she cannot, as she'll get it back out to the right wing with Malata. Hasn't registered a shot yet today. Malata up top. Dirks feeds it in front. A shot, and they score! It's Olivia Leopardi off the feed from Dirks, and Cold Spring Harbor answers. It's 4-3 in the second quarter.
Yeah, right as Massapequa scores, Cold Spring Harbor gets one back. Great pass over the top here, 5 yards out, a snipe between the pipes.
Beautiful shot, and maybe an even better pass there from Ainsley Dirks. Makes it 4-3 with 9:47 to go in the second quarter. And a freshman on the receiving end of that goal, a sophomore on the assisting end of that goal. So two young guns really helping out Coach Castellane's team there.
Yeah, one thing that I mentioned today, Thomas, already, is this is a young squad. Graduated 13 seniors on the team last year, so great to see some of these younger players stepping up big time.
And you know what else is good to see? Lila Long is back out there at the draw circle, so it looks like she's okay. Has a little tape on that right foot as the faceoff fought for and pulled in by Massapequa off the ricochet. It's Lojadis, who throws it to the right wing for Appleton. Back to Lojadis, and she scores! The give and go from Appleton to Lojadis, and it's 5-3 Chiefs.
Another great pass here from the Chiefs. I mean, look at this one. It's Appleton again, and that's her fourth assist. Beautiful bounce shot, and Massapequa up 2 again.
Excellent cut by Lojadis. She starts transition by winning the ground ball off the draw, and she makes it 5-3 as Massapequa with a counterpunch right back in the direction of Cold Spring Harbor. They have a 2-goal lead with 9:28 to go in half number 1, as we're back at the draw circle with Long and Burns. Burns looked pretty good in that second quarter after starting the game 1 for 5 in the draw department. Both sticks are set. Officials making sure everything looks good. And we're underway. This one popped up towards the Massapequa side. Bounced off the stick of Mockery. And she falls down as it's picked up by Cold Spring Harbor. Racing down the middle is Leopardi, who had the first goal of the second quarter for Cold Spring Harbor. Needle, tough catch, splits 2 defenders, lost the ball, and it's scooped up by Massapequa. They're going to say Chiefs ball here as Leopardi knocked down a defender. And Massapequa will be awarded with free position here.
That's good for Massapequa here again. Good defense from them. Now they can go the other way, but what's happened here?
Looks like a whistle, and Massapequa will get the ball off the reset. Burns with a high pass, caught into the stick of Olivia Morgan, the Navy commit. They get it to the right wing. Up top now, this is Swakowski. Had a goal back in the first quarter. Plays it to Appleton, who had that assist on the Swakowski goal. Hoffman, she started the scoring back in the first quarter for Massapequa. Working up top for Burns. Burns to the left wing with Molly Hoffman. Back to X with Human. Callie Human. Working around the defense of Sophia Marino. Works to the left wing. 42 to shoot. Back at X, this is Grace Hoffman around the net. Fakes a shot, loses her footing, and a whistle. They're going to say a push on Cold Spring Harbor, and it'll stay with Massapequa.
It's going to be crucial here for the Chiefs.
Free position for Hoffman, 5 yards out. Hoffman will work to X and reset the offense. Draws a slide, finds Appleton right near GLE on the right side. She shoots and she scores! A top corner snipe from Savannah Appleton, her first goal of the game, and it's 6-3 Chiefs with 7:32 to go in the second.
She's been the master of the assist today, but there she got the goal just to the left of Davidian, right next to that pipe, barely got it in, but just like that, 6-3 Massapequa. They're really setting themselves back into a dominant lead, Thomas.
2 goals in a row for the Chiefs after Cold Spring Harbor brought the lead back down to 1, and it's 6-3 Massapequa here at home. Long and Burns will go at it for another draw. It's been all Burns in this second quarter. Spoke about her as one of our impact players at the top of the broadcast, and she has lived up to the hype. As the faceoff is won by Long, and Leah Party brings it down the near side. 40 yards out from Cage. Works it down the middle with Millette. Splitting the defense. Finds a seam down the left side, but she'll reset. Up top with Long. Long 15 yards out. Shovels it to Sliwak. Dancing down the right lane. Spins around a screen of Wilcox. Now it's Leah Party. Scored the only goal for Cold Spring Harbor in this quarter. Finds a cutting Wilcox to the net. A shot, and she scores! To the bottom right corner, past the leg of Fitzgerald. And the Seahawks respond to make it 6-4.
Yeah, the Marquette commit just cuts in here, 5 yards out, gets the strike past Fitzgerald. And once again, we're seeing it right as Massapequa garners up a lead. The Seahawks are responding right away.
The 6th goal of the season for Bridget Wilcox. Great assist by Leah Party, setting up the offense. And all of a sudden, Cold Spring Harbor right back in this one. We saw they were down 3-0 to start the game. They scored 2 in a row to make it 3-2 at the end of the first, and now looks like they're emerging a comeback once again.
Yeah, exactly. Some relentless play here from Cold Spring Harbor. Exactly what you want to see.
Under 7 to play in the first half. 6-4 Massapequa here at home. Battle between 2 of the most talented teams on Long Island as Burns wins the faceoff, and sprinting down the middle is Logidis. Had the goal earlier in this second quarter. Grace Hoffman behind the net. Sets up the Massapequa offense. Defended by Leah Marino. Spins around her stick. Now finds Appleton cutting towards the net. Fakes a shot, gets a check. No whistle blown as Hoffman resets on the right wing. 60 to shoot for Hoffman. Marino staying with her. Swakowski up top. Finds Burns. 55 to shoot. Burns controls. Splits to her right. Swings it to the right wing. Hoffman behind the net with Appleton. 4 points today for Appleton. She fakes a shot. Backs down her defender. Shakes and bakes towards the net. Throws it in front. Burns! Stopped as it went wide. And it'll stay with Massapequa. 36 to shoot.
Yeah, it was some good hustle from Hoffman to get to the ball first, and Massapequa retained the ball.
Hoffman behind the net, seeing a flurry of defenders, finds Appleton. She steps down and shoots it high. Massapequa retains possession, 20 on the shot clock. It'll be Maycree with the ball. Maycree for Grace Hoffman, 10 to shoot, out in front. Ball ricochets away, and Cold Spring Harbor controls as a check from Maycree there, and it's gonna be Cold Spring Harbor ball with Riley Mullen. Long gets it across midfield. And she's got speed into the box. 5:10 to go in the second quarter. 6-4 Massapequa. Needle behind the net. With 5:05 to go in half number 1. Needle had a goal in the first quarter. Works around the net. Throws it in front. A shot. Won't count as a whistle was blown. There was a collision with Needle, and they're going to award the ball to Massapequa.
It's a big stop there from the Chiefs defense. Again, these Seahawks relentless today, right as Massapequa garners up a lead. Cold Spring Harbor goes the other way, so good job there from the Chiefs to get a good stop on defense.
4:32 to go in the second quarter. Officials still sorting things out after that collision with Needle. They're going to award free position to Massapequa with number 23, Olivia Morgan. She sprints down the middle, lobs the head for Appleton, who clears across midfield. Appleton into the box. 4 points, as I mentioned today, a goal and 3 assists for the Clemson commit, who came into this game with 57 points on the season in just 10 games. Grace Hoffman, right corner. Shadowed by Marino. Plays it to Swakowski. Spinning down the right side against Dirks. Finds Burns. Burns edge of the box for Swakowski. 5 yards out, it's Hoffman. Behind the net, Appleton. Trying to dive the net, throws it in front. Swakowski step down, goes wide to the left. And the backup is going to be won by Cold Spring Harbor. They'll get the ball.
Another good stop, this time by Cold Spring Harbor. They can go the other way. Let's see if they can be as clinical as they have been all day.
3:25 to go in the first half. Sprinting down the right side is Hannah Sliwak. She stops on the dime. Plays it for Lila Long, 20 yards out. Dirks left wing. Had the assist on the Leopardi goal. One of 2 in this quarter for Cold Spring Harbor. It was 3-2 after the first. Now it's 6-4 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Sliwak behind the net for Needle. Was involved in that collision. Last possession, wraps around the net, fakes a shot, dumps it off. Leopardi cutting through defenders, and a whistle. It'll be Cold Spring Harbor ball, and they will have free position inside 10 yards towards the net.
This is a great spot for Cold Spring Harbor to be in. She can just run up 5 yards, take a shot, hopefully score a goal here.
Leopardi is set. Sprints towards the net, fires, and shoots it wide. But it'll stay with the Seahawks. A great chance. Leopardi just couldn't put it on net. Malata finds Sliwak cutting in. Sliwak lost it off her stick, and it's pulled in by Fitzgerald. Great stop by the Massapequa defense after Leopardi had that amazing chance, but she couldn't put it home. The other way, this is Burns with the clear. With her black stick. 25 yards out, spins around Wilcox, creates space, finds a cutter in front. A shot goes off the stick of Molly Hoffman, and it's kept by Massapequa with 1:50 to go in the first half. Maycree up top, wearing number 2. They work it behind the net for Appleton, the star of the first half so far. Setting the tone on the offensive end has been Appleton so far today. Keep the ball hot. Back into the stick of Hoffman behind the net. Dances around a defender. Throws it up top. Maycree fakes a step down. And there's going to be a whistle. Free position given to Massapequa as Wilcox was right in the grill of Maycree. 10 yards out is Maycree. She gets set. Fires wide to the right. But it'll stay with the Chiefs.
Another great chance off the free possession. This one even better, right in front of the pipes. Just about 5 to 10 yards out there. Still, Massapequa have the ball.
1 minute to go in the first half. 6-4 Chiefs. Haven't seen a goal about 5 or 6 minutes in this one. A lot of scoring to start the quarter, but it's cooled down since Cold Spring Harbor made it 6-4. Appleton controls in the left corner. Double team comes with 1 minute to play. Appleton backing down Cody. Throws it in front. A bouncer into the stick of Burns. 15 yards out. Splits to her left. Burns resetting. Scanning. Throws it in front. Appleton off her stick. Stolen by Dirks. 44 seconds. Davidian controls. She reversed it to the left side. Sophia Marino looking for the clear to get her offense a chance. 35 seconds. Davidian, 15 yards out of her cage, lobs down the middle, caught by Dirks, 28 seconds. Dirks splits across midfield with 25. Dirks down the near side, gets around a trail check, and she's into the box with 20 seconds. She circles around Logidis, throws it to the right wing. It bounces off the stick of Wilcox. She regains, throws it back to Dirks, 13 seconds. Dirks with 10. It's Needle with 7 seconds. Behind the net with 5. Needle towards the net with 3. Lobs to the top. It's knocked away and stolen by Massapequa, as that will do it for the first half. 6-4 Massapequa. Really good second quarter from the Chiefs, led by their offense, and Savannah Appleton, who has 4 points. This give and go was beautiful. Appleton to Logides. It's 6-4 Massapequa here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media. Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosts the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and the quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team, there is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Merrill, he's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Back live from Massapequa High School on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It is 6-4 Massapequa as we begin the second half. Thomas Gamba and Max Rotniak with you. Max, Massapequa's looked good on the offensive end. Savannah Appleton has been the star of the show so far.
Yeah, she sure has been. 4 assists and a goal. She's contributed on 5 of Massapequa's 6 goals so far. Truly the star of the show for the Chiefs so far.
What have you seen from Massapequa's defense that's really shut down Cold Spring Harbor through that first half?
I think tying back to one of the keys of the game, it's been cohesive communication on defense. That's been one of the main things Massapequa has to do today, and they've done it super well.
They really have, and they've centered in on Olivia Malata, the top attackman for the Seahawks, who came into this game with 52 points, 28 goals, 24 assists, but today she has not had a goal, not a lot of opportunities for her on the offensive end, so that's definitely helped. And Massapequa out to a 6-4 lead as we begin the second half. Go back to the draw circle with Natalie Burns and Lila Long, who have been going at it all day. Long has been out there for most of the face-offs. Bridget Wilcox took a couple in her absence after she got banged up after one of the draws. So as the officials speak to both coaches here, both teams getting set. So we had a bit of a clock issue during halftime. See if the officials denote that as an okay problem that we can continue the game with.
I'm shutting mine off.
And both teams are going to go back to their respective benches as the officials going to make sure this is good. Looks like they're talking to both teams before we begin this second half. So, Max, we mentioned the UPenn-UMass game on Friday. We've also got some boys lacrosse at the high school level. Port Washington and Massapequa right here from Massapequa High School on April 23rd at 6:45 p.m. And then it'll be Massapequa again, this time facing off against East Islip 2 days later at 12 p.m. Again, both of those games on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and you can find it on Varsity Media's YouTube channel as well. Make sure to book a SPORTSCAST when you have some time. Keep fans, family, and alumni connected. Any team can order, just like Massapequa and their boys and girls lacrosse team have. Make sure to contact 516-403-2050 or ben@varsitymedia.net to book a SPORTSCAST today.
Yeah, some exciting games coming up, Thomas, and an exciting second half ready to begin.
So the officials have resolved whatever problem there was, and we're going back to the draw circle with Burns and Long, who will begin the second half. Massapequa leads Cold Spring Harbor 6-4 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Officials making sure the shot clock is set before we get going here.
Kind of make sure everything's right before you can start the second half. Two great teams out on the field today.
12 minutes on the game clock, 90 minutes on the shot clock. Ball between the sticks of Long and Burns. And we're back underway. This one flung up into the air right near the logo. Bounced towards the end of Cold Spring Harbor and scooped up by Malata. She's got transition. Malata decides to bring it behind the net. And controlling is Sliwak. Sliwak looking for a cutter. Finds Long, number 18, who just won the opening draw of this second half. Dirk's left wing. Had an assist in that second quarter. Lobs it to X. This is Needle. She had a goal in the first frame. Dancing around the net. Swings it to Wilcox, number 13. Long up top with 57 to shoot. Drives down the right lane. Shovels it to Malata. No goals in that first half as she fires wide to the right. And it'll stay with Cold Spring Harbor as Long had the backup.
Malata's still not scored today. Massapequa has still been perfect on keeping her shut.
Needle dancing behind the net. Being shadowed by the Massapequa defense. Plays it to the left wing. Right wing now it's Sliwak. Dancing down the right alley. Gets towards the net and bounces it off the stick of Fitzgerald. Rebound is loose and pulled in by Malata. As Cold Spring Harbor will set it up with a new shot clock. Good job by Malata corralling that rebound. Now she works towards the net. Fakes a shot, throws it in front, and it goes off the stick of her teammate as a whistle is blown. Malata was pushed, and they'll give her free position. Big opportunity for Liv Malata, who is scoreless today, but she has 28 goals on the season. Opportunity to start the third quarter well, but she shoots it wide to the left. And it'll be Massapequa ball as they had the backup.
Another big chance from Cold Spring Harbor squandered, Thomas, and you gotta wonder how many more times can they keep on getting away with this? Massapequa not getting enough goals to create a truly comfortable lead. They're gonna have to pounce here if they don't want Cold Spring Harbor to finally score.
Under 10 to play in the third quarter, 6-4 Massapequa. Callie Human behind the net. Human plays it to the left wing. Molly Hoffman around for Burns. They keep the ball hot with Appleton. 5 points in that first half. 4 assists and a goal for Savannah Appleton, the leading point scorer this season for Massapequa. Ball off the stick of Human. This one bounced to the near side, goes out of bounds, and it'll be Cold Spring Harbor ball. So an unforced error there from the Chiefs, and the Seahawks control. Davinian out of her net, whips it to the far side. Caught into the stick of Marino. Drives down the middle, finds Dirks, who's bumped for a moment. She swings it down the near side. This is Sophia Marino, lost it off her stick after a check by Hoffman. But that's a push, and Cold Spring Harbor will receive possession near midfield. Dirks gets it across the midfield line and weaves into the zone. So she'll set up the offense with Long. 8:40 to go in quarter number 3. 6-4 the score. Leopardi working through defenders. Dumps it to Sliwak, but a whistle. And they're going to award free position to Cold Spring Harbor here. As Leopardi cut in, she was triple teamed. And she will have a great chance here from about 5 yards out.
They really got to get one here, Thomas.
She gets set, fires and scores! Olivia Leopardi starts the scoring in the third, and it's 6-5.
Yeah, 5 yards away, or 10 yards away rather, got it to the right side of Fitzgerald. And Cold Spring Harbor, after what could only be described as a dry streak on the scoring side of things, finally got another one. I feel like it's been 10 minutes, maybe even 11 of game clock without any goals. So good for Cold Spring Harbor to be the one to break the deadlock.
8:07 to play in quarter number 3. And it's now just a 1-goal game. First time since it was 4-3 back in the second quarter. Then Massapequa would score 2 in a row. And Cold Spring Harbor would make it 6-4 at halftime. Long and Burns set to take the ensuing draw. Long won the first one of the second half. As both players get set, this one popped up off the stick of Burns. Battled for near midfield and scooped up by Massapequa. They're sprinting down the right side with speed. This is Lojadis, who gets to the left corner for Callie Human. Now it's Molly Hoffman, the Elon commit, 17 points on the season coming into this game. Hoffman behind the net for Appleton. If you're going to get one player to set up the offense and get it going, it's going to be Appleton. Massapequa has not scored in a while.
Yeah, exactly. And Appleton, 4 assists and a goal today. So, exactly like you said, Thomas, if you give her the ball, there's a good chance that she'll give and go for a goal.
Hoffman dancing behind the net. Tries to wrap around the cage. Now she does around Marino. Swings it up top for Swakowski. 1 goal today for her. Lojadis back for Swakowski. Plays catch and finds Burns. 30 to shoot. Burns on the left wing with 28 to shoot. Splits to her left. Under 7 to play in the third. Lojadis wrapping in with a shot. It bounces off her stick as Wilcox came with a check and a push on Massapequa. It'll be Seahawk ball. Great trail check by Bridget Wilcox, the Marquette commit, to stop that shot.
Yeah, and just overall some great defense from the Seahawks, rather.
And a check to the head by Massapequa. Grace Hoffman was trying to ride Kirsten Cody, but Hoffman will be whistled for that one. So they say a check to the head there, and Cody will have possession in her defensive end. Hoffman needs to come out for 2 minutes here as Cody swings it to Davidian down the middle. And it looks like they're going to reset this possession here. 6:34 to go in the third. 6-5 Massapequa on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And we're back underway. Davidian middle of the field. Finds Sophia Marino, 30 yards out of her net. Weaves around 2 defenders. Cuts down the near side. Resets with Dirks. 30 yards out of her cage. Needs to find someone, and Cody gets across midfield. Cody with 70 to shoot. Gets into the box. And has Wilcox down the right side. Dishes to Sliwak. Dirks on the offensive end. 60 to shoot for Cold Spring Harbor. 1 goal would tie it. After they started this game down 3-0. By the end of the first quarter, it was 3-2. At halftime, 6-4. And a goal by Leopardi made it 6-5 here in the third. Out in front is Sliwak, but a whistle. They're going to award free position to Cold Spring Harbor.
That's big here for the Seahawks. All they need is one more opportunity, Thomas. They can tie this one right up, and honestly, it's going to be Massapequa's downfall more than Cold Spring Harbor's uprise. So many missed chances over the last 10 minutes, really, for Massapequa. And Cold Spring Harbor, all they need to do is get one more goal to go.
Malata left corner, 43 to shoot. Off the reset, scanning the field, throws it up top. Dirks fakes a step down and a whistle. And they're going to say more free position for Cold Spring Harbor. Massapequa, their defense got right into the shooting space of Dirks, and she's going to have an open opportunity from 10 yards out. Ainsley Dirks gets set. The sophomore for the tie, yes! Ainsley Dirks has even the score. Here in the third quarter, it's 6-6 from Massapequa High School.
Seahawks have done it. What a shot here into the bottom right corner, right past Fitzgerald. And just like that, the Seahawks have tied it at 6. Thomas, unbelievable here. Massapequa could not score a goal for basically an entire period if you stretch it out across the 2 quarters. And the Seahawks capitalize on just 2 of their opportunities. And just like that, it's 6-6. We have game on.
It was 3-0 earlier in the first quarter. Cold Spring Harbor fought back to make it 3-2 at the end of the first. Then in the second, it was 6-3. Seahawks have scored 3 straight since that point, and it's 6-6 with 4:39 to go in the third. The ensuing draw won by Massapequa as Olivia Morgan controls inside the box. Morgan 20 yards out, lobs to the corner for Human. Defended by Sophia Marino with 4:20 to go in quarter number 3. Appleton behind the net. Trying to get her offense going after she had 5 points in the first half. And she's denied by Davidian, but a push from behind. And that looks like it's going to be free position for Savannah Appleton.
This is a big opportunity here. Let's just have a replay of that. A big push here on the back from number 22, Kirsten Cody.
So that's going to give Appleton free position. About 5 yards out to the right side. Close to GLE. Decides to swing it out for Maycree. And they'll reset with Burns. Interesting decision there. Looked like she had a good attempt at a shot from the right wing. But she gets the ball here. And we'll reset 10 yards out. Appleton splitting right. Draws a slide. Swings it in front. Dangerous pass stolen by Davidian. And the Seahawks control with under 3:30 to go in the third. 6-6 the score. Dirks down the near side. Scored the tying goal just a minute ago. Gets around Morgan. And sprints across midfield. Now into the box she goes. Dirks weaving around Burns. Still going towards the net. Throws it in front, and they score! It's Leopardi's second of the third, and it's 7-6 Cold Spring Harbor.
And that was a beautiful goal, Thomas. Cold Spring Harbor picked apart the Massapequa defense. Let's look at this. One incredible pass, another incredible step, and an even better shot to the bottom left corner from Leopardi.
And it all starts with Dirks. All the way from the midfield line to the interior of the box. She just weaves around defenders, caught the Massapequa defense sleepwalking a bit, and then on the back cut, it's Leopardi cashing in to give Cold Spring Harbor their first lead of the game. After being down 6-3 in the second quarter, they've scored 4 straight to take a 7-6 advantage with 3 minutes to play in the third.
Cold Spring Harbor looks very confident here, Thomas. They could go on a big run.
Back with Burns and Long in the draw circle. And we're underway. This one ricochets towards Massapequa. They'll get possession with Maycree. She's into the box. No goals yet for Ava Maycree, who has 31 on the year. Human cutting towards the net, and she ties the game! Just what Massapequa needed. Callie Human makes it 7-7.
Finally, Massapequa, they tie the game up here. What a goal on the start of the end zone. Got the shot and scored bottom left corner.
That was actually Eva Van Nostrand, number 11, who had the goal. Once again, these jerseys really hard for us to see here from the booth. So Van Nostrand has the tally. Still an incredible move at that, and it's 7-7 the score with 2:38 to go in the third. Back and forth we go in this game. Wow.
And that'll be her 4th goal of the year. It could not have come at a better time.
Bridget Wilcox out there to take her first face-off of the second half. And we'll redo it with Burns and Wilcox going at it at midfield. Both players get set as the ball is wedged in the middle of their sticks. 2:36 to go in the third. And we're back underway. Burns flicks this one ahead. Knocked off her stick. Macri diving in from the wing. Battle for the ball on the far side. Macri takes a check from Wilcox. And Massapequa has the ball. Excellent hustle from Macri. And the Chiefs control. Morgan down the left side. Gets around Mulata, and she's into the box. Here's Human. To the top four, Macri. They keep the ball hot to begin this possession. 2 minutes to play in the third. Cold Spring Harbor on a 4-1 scoring run, but Massapequa just tied it moments ago with Ella Van Nostrand's goal.
Yeah, it looks like Massapequa flipped the switch after that 7th goal. They really realized what they were up against.
Appleton for Macri. Diving shot goes wide to the right and out of play. It'll stay with Massapequa. 1:37 to go in the third. And actually, they're going to award it to Cold Spring Harbor. So Sophia Marino won the backup against Grace Hoffman. Excellent hustle, and Davidian controls behind her net. She gets around Van Nostrand's pressure and feeds a cutting Riley Mullen down the near side. She's triple teamed, dumps it off to Cody. Cody with 70 to shoot. Finally gets across midfield and swings it over to Lila Long as a whistle is blown here. And a timeout is called by Cold Spring Harbor. 1 minute and 1 second to play in the third. The game is tied at 7. So Cold Spring Harbor, obviously a lot of talent on this team and multiple players going on to the next level to play in college.
Yeah, that's big to see. Olivia Mulata, who we've been talking about a lot today as the big player to stop for Massapequa. She's committed to Syracuse. The goalie, Davidian, to Columbia. Leah Marino to Cincinnati. Bridget Wilcox, who we've seen a lot of today as well, to Marquette. And Lila Long to Embry-Riddle.
A lot of talent, and a lot of these players are made with the coaching of Danielle Castellane to be able to play at the next level. Same for Massapequa here. The 9-1 Chiefs. Obviously, a ton of stars on this team. You start with Savannah Appleton going to Clemson.
Yeah, she has been electric today. Like we said a couple times already, 4 assists and a goal. So no wonder she's going to a great school like Clemson to play lacrosse as well. Natalie Burns to Binghamton, and then 2 Stony Brook commits, Ava Clark and Olivia Logis.
And then to round out that list, Brooke Donelman going to Albany, Grace Hoffman to Johns Hopkins, Molly Hoffman to Elon, Callie Human to LIU, Olivia Morgan to the Naval Academy, and Peyton Wild to Wingate. So a ton of players will be continuing their lacrosse careers at the next level, as we've got 1 minute and 1 second to play here in the third quarter on the game clock. Shows double zeros here. So they're going to keep the clock on the field here due to the interference. So we won't know the exact time on the game clock. The officials will keep it on the field. So we'll try our best here. When the timeout was called by Cold Spring Harbor, there was 1 minute and 1 second left. So just about 61 seconds to work with for the Seahawks. Olivia Mulata will control out of the timeout. 3 defenders shadowing her. from the Massapequa side of things. Mulata getting counseled by Coach Castellane right before the whistle sounds. Officials giving Mulata 5 yards of space. And we're back underway. She's triple teamed, dances around near the Massapequa bench, tries to maneuver, gets around 3 defenders, and somehow gets into the box. What a play by Mulata.
That might have been 4 defenders, Thomas.
Now she controls in the offensive end, gets a screen. Cutting his Sliwak, dumps it to X with Needle. Under a minute to play. Needle cutting towards the net. She scores! The second of the day for Avery Needle. And the Seahawks are back on top.
Amazing from the Seahawks. Like we said so many times, they're just relentless. Keep on scoring. Needle wraps around again and gets it to the bottom of quarter again. It's a perfect mirror of her first quarter goal, and the Seahawks back on top.
Avery Needle, the freshman phenom, 2 goals today, and it's an 8-7 lead for Cold Spring Harbor with under a minute to play in this third quarter. Long and Burns will do it again from the draw circle. 31 seconds left on the clock here. And we're back underway. Cold Spring Harbor picks it up. Mulata came from the wing and took it away. Immediately lost it out of her stick, but a push is going to award her possession. Excellent job by Mulata, who is being pressured by Emma Ferguson. Looks like it'll be Seahawk ball under 30 seconds to go. Mulata inside the box, about 28 yards out. Being shadowed by Morgan. Mulata cuts down the left side, works towards the net, gets hit, a whistle, and let's see who they will award possession to. Is it Cold Spring Harbor or is it Massapequa? It'll be the Seahawks.
That's a big call, Thomas.
So free position for Mulata, who got hit to the turf as she was cutting towards the net, inside 10 yards. Mulata fires, and a save by Fitzgerald. Huge denial at the end of this third quarter to keep the score 8-7.
It's exactly what Massapequa needed right there, stopping Mulata in her tracks again.
About 15 seconds to go. Wilcox off the turnover. Transition, finds a girl on the left side, and a whistle. That'll end the third quarter. Leopardi couldn't get the shot off. And that is the end of the third frame. 8-7. Cold Spring Harbor leads after this goal from the freshman sensation, Avery Needle. Gives her team the lead. As we move to the final frame, the Seahawks are on top.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Fourth quarter set to begin here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Cold Spring Harbor leads Massapequa 8-7 here from Massapequa High School. Thomas Gamba alongside Max Rotniak. Max, Cold Spring Harbor was down by 2 going into the second half, but they pulled away late in that third quarter. Avery Needle scored the goal to give them the lead. What has been different from the first half to the second half for the Seahawks?
I mean, the obvious answer would be the attack. It's been great for Cold Spring Harbor, but I really think it's been the defense. I think one thing that many of us would overlook is the fact that Massapequa could not score a goal for what was essentially 12-13 minutes between the end of the second quarter and the start of the third. And if it was not for that big stretch of amazing defense from Cold Spring Harbor, they would not be in the lead right now.
And how about the young guns for the Seahawks? Leopardi and Needle, both 2 goals apiece in this one. Coach Castellane mentioned this is a younger group. They graduated 13 seniors from last year, as we mentioned earlier, and a lot of younger players have had to step into new roles. It's taken them some time, but now it seems girls like Leopardi and Needle, as I mentioned, have been doing the job for the Seahawks and making an impact as the opening face-off is won by Natalie Burns and picked up by Logidis, who splits around 2 defenders and gets into the box for the Chiefs. Quickly sprinting down the middle. Dumps it off to the left wing for Molly Hoffman, and it's Human behind the net for Grace Hoffman. Shadowed by Leah Marino, the top defender for Cold Spring Harbor so far this season. Human faking a pass. Dumps it off for Burns. Burns for Maycree. To the right wing for Savannah Appleton. 5 points in that first half, none in the second. Finds Swakowski, who got hit for a moment, no whistle. Defended by Cody. Swakowski splits left. Dumps it inside. The pass broken up and stolen by Cold Spring Harbor. Going the other way, it's Riley Mullen with the clear. Malata down the far sideline. Sprints 10 yards out. Stops on a dime and resets. Long up top, 20 yards out of the cage. Dumps it for Ainsley Dirks, the sophomore, who has done a lot of good things on the offensive end. An assist for her earlier in the game. She set up the offense up top very well for Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah, she sure has. And on the 7th goal that Cold Spring Harbor had their first time leading, she ran all the way across the sideline here on the near side, about 50, 60 yards, and ultimately was the feeder for the goal.
10:30 to go in the fourth quarter, 8-7 Cold Spring Harbor. They were down 6-4 at halftime. Dirks up top. Thinks about a step down, now drives inside. And a push. It's going to give her free position inside of 10 yards to shoot.
I mean, we've seen it all today, Thomas. A 3-goal lead for Massapequa, 2 goals, 1 goal, and a goal the other way for the Seahawks. But we have not seen them take a more than a multi-goal lead yet. This could be critical for Cold Spring Harbor.
She's placed on the right wing. Dirks dumps it off. Long. Throws it in front. A backhand shot is stopped. And the rebound ricochets out of bounds. It'll stay with Cold Spring Harbor. 9:40 to go in the fourth. Malata, 23 to shoot as that shot was wide. It was not saved by Fitzgerald. Out in front, off the stick of a cutting Dirks, and it'll be picked up by Swakowski. Swakowski ahead to Maycree, goes around her and out of play. So a turnover as the Cold Spring Harbor Ride gives them possession back with 9:15 to play. 8-7 the score. Cody at midfield. Dumps it on the near side for Marino. On the offensive side here, Dirks inside the box. 9 minutes to go in the final frame. 8-7 Seahawks. They lead over the Chiefs, who are looking to defend their home turf. Long up top. He's done a lot of drawing today, has Long, and has controlled it well. She has the ball on the right wing. 58 to shoot. Long, shadowed by Maycree. Plays it for Dirks up top. 15 yards out. Now it's Millette. Scored a goal earlier in the game. She drives inside, spins around a defender, lost the ball for a moment, picked up by Dirks, and she resets 20 yards out. 40 to shoot for Dirks. 8:20 to go in the fourth. 8-7 Cold Spring Harbor. Dirks fakes a pass, fires a shot wide to the left, but it'll stay with Cold Spring Harbor. 8:10 to go in the fourth and 28 to shoot. Seahawks by 1. Malata behind the net. Wraps around the cage, and a save by Fitzgerald. What a stop as she keeps the score 8-7. 7:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Attempting to clear was Ferguson, and she was pushed right near midfield. She'll have free position.
Just going back to that great save by Fitzgerald, I mean, that's allowed Massapequa to now get the ball. They're within 30 yards of the net. Some real damage can be dealt here by the Chiefs.
7:25 to go in the fourth. Massapequa looking for the equalizing goal after they led for most of this contest. Started the scoring 3-0 in the first quarter. Then they led 6-3 middle of the second. But all of a sudden, Cold Spring Harbor scored 4 goals straight to take a 7-6 lead, and now they lead 8-7 here in the fourth. Human left wing. Scanning the field with 6:52 to go in the fourth. Now this is Hoffman. Working around a triple team, lost the ball as she went into traffic, but a whistle, a push on Cold Spring Harbor, and it'll be free position for Massapequa.
A good chance now for the Chiefs to tie this one up. It's going to be number 12, Grace Hoffman, to take it.
The Johns Hopkins commit. 12 yards out. Gets set, fires, and it goes wide to the left. It'll stay with Massapequa, but a great chance missed by Hoffman.
Yeah, just too much on the bounce there. Try to get it to the right side of the Davidian, but just could not squeeze it beyond the pipe.
Appleton backing down, draws a slide, works to the left wing. Appleton misses it, and a whistle. Let's see what the officials called here. Looks like a shot clock violation. It'll be Cold Spring Harbor ball. Davidian reversed it to the left side with Sophia Marino under 6 to play in the fourth. Davidian launches a dangerous pass, hauled in by Mullen, and Riley Mullen with the clear. Cody down the middle. Sprinting towards the box, she gets into the box and finds Caitlin Millette. Needle behind the net. Plays it for Leopardi, 10 yards out on the left side. They keep the ball hot in the open set. Long with 5:15 to go in the fourth. 8-7 Cold Spring Harbor. Long with a spin. Takes a check from Maycree. And swings it for Needle. She works around the cage. Wraps around it to the left. Finds a cutter in front. And they score! It's Hannah Sliwak. And it's a 2-goal lead for the Seahawks with 5 minutes to go.
First time today, up by 2 goals. A wraparound pass from Needle. Got it to Sliwak. She buried it from close range. 9-7 Seahawks. Exactly where they want to be with just 5 minutes to go.
In late stages of the game, the ball in the hands of the freshman phenom, Avery Needle, who once again makes a spectacular play, this time of huge proportions. A 2-goal lead for Cold Spring Harbor with 4:58 to play.
Yeah, Massapequa don't have much time left. They want to hold on to their pristine 9-1 record, and if they can't close things out in these last 5 minutes, if they can't make a late time comeback, they'll fall to 9-2.
And their offense really needs to get going if they are going to be able to come back. It's been pretty stagnant since the second quarter when they led 6-3. The ensuing faceoff from Wilcox and Byrne is won by Byrne as Macri scoops it up. 20 yards out of the cage. She finds Savannah Appleton. This is the girl that you want to have the ball in her hands. 5 points today, but none in the second half. 4:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Macri up top, no goals today after coming into this one, scoring 31 goals in the first 10 contests. Dancing on the right wing is number 11, Anna Van Nostrand. Had a goal earlier in this one. That one tied the game at 7. Appleton right wing, splits to her right, throws it in front. Byrne couldn't handle it. And a whistle. Looks like free position is going to be awarded to Appleton, who ran into a crowd as she drove down the right alley. Inside of 10 yards out. Savannah Appleton with her team down 2, under 4 to play. Appleton drives the net. Appleton with a shot, and she scores! A huge goal for Appleton and the Chiefs as it's back to a 1-goal game.
And that's her 40th of the year off the free position here. 9 yards out from the pipes, takes a couple steps, 3 yards away, buries it behind Davidian. And Massapequa with 3:48 on the clock only need to claw back one more goal to tie this up.
So all of a sudden it's back to a 1-goal game after the Sliwak goal made it a 2-goal advantage for Cold Spring Harbor. Then the answer from Savannah Appleton. So we're back to the draw circle. Lila Long, Natalie Burns. It's been an even battle today. Both players get set. A huge face-off with 3:48 to go. Who's going to win it? It's off of the stick of Burns. She's chasing forward on the right side, and she's got it. Huge win for Natalie Burns.
Massapequa really picking up the pace here. They're going quick on the attack.
Grace Hoffman, right corner. The Johns Hopkins commit. Gets inside. Hoffman shot it wide. Rebound bounces out of bounds, and chasing after it is Van Nostrand for the backup. 3:23 to go in the fourth quarter, 70 on the shot clock, so a lot of time for Massapequa to work with. Macri up top, works around Dirks, fires, and it's blocked in front, but a push on Dirks and free position for the Chiefs.
Oh my, Thomas. Seahawks some defensive blunders here, and they might have just awarded Massapequa the perfect chance to tie this one up.
Macri hasn't scored one today. 31 goals coming into the season. A chance to tie it. Ava Macri shot it high, but it'll stay with the Chiefs. 53 to shoot. Hoffman behind the net. Still a chance for Massapequa to tie the game. Hoffman to the right wing for Appleton. Scored the last goal to make it a 1-goal game. Now she cuts inside. Draws a slide. Burns, a shot goes wide. Still Massapequa ball. 34 to shoot. At X, this is Grace Hoffman. Shadowed by Leah Marino. Now it's Olivia Morgan on the right wing. Gets a screen from Macri, but a whistle. An illegal pick on Macri, and it's Cold Spring Harbor ball.
Oh, wow, Massapequa. They might not have another chance to get a goal here. If the Seahawks can go the other way and score, it's done and dusted.
Wilcox ahead for Long, gets hit immediately by Burns, and she's going to be awarded free position inside the box. So a good clear. Wilcox found Long, and with 1:53 to go, it's Seahawk possession.
Massapequa needs the ball back right now. Only 1:44 now on the clock. Again, that 1-goal lead, that's all that the Seahawks have. We know how clinical the Chiefs, how quick the Chiefs can be. But they have to get the ball back first. That's the main objective right now, Thomas.
Dangerous pass pulled in by Long. Stays inside the box against the tough defense of Burns. 1:20 to go. Just a note here, the clock will be just solely with the officials inside of 1 minute. Dirks cutting towards the net, draws a slide, throws it in front, and a whistle before the pass. They're going to award free position to Dirks.
This could be dangerous now for Massapequa, Thomas. Exactly 1 minute on the clock, and a 10 yards out chance for Dirks to score another one.
Time will be kept by the officials from here on out. Under a minute to go. Dirks from 11 yards out from the left wing decides to pass it out. A smart play at that. And with 30 seconds on the shot clock, they reset with Sliwak. Had a goal earlier in this frame. Sliwak dancing around, 20 to shoot. Sliwak to the left wing for Leopardi. She's doubled edge of the box. Gets outside the box now. Plays it for Leah Marino, 10 to shoot. Marino for Sophia Marino on the far side. She splits a double with 5 to shoot. Marino, 3 to shoot. Dancing around on the far side, and she's just going to take a shot clock violation here. So under a minute to go, about 30 seconds here. We don't have the official time because it's being kept by the referees and not on the game clock. But limited time for Massapequa. They'll say 16 seconds here with the Chiefs down 1.
Massapequa needs to go, go, go. There's no other way here. As quick as they can.
Here we go. 10 seconds left. Morgan across midfield. Massapequa's got to go. Down the left side. This is Lojadis. Now it's Van Nostrand, and they can't get a shot off. Cold Spring Harbor survives. A comeback win for the Seahawks. 9-8 is the final here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Amazing for Cold Spring Harbor here. They came in here, they admitted they were underdogs, but they did not care. They'll move to 7-2, Massapequa down to 9-2, and just like that, it's exactly what the Seahawks wanted on this breezy Wednesday afternoon.
A great 9-8 victory for Cold Spring Harbor, led by their offense, but they also had great defensive contributions, especially from goalie Audrey Davidian, who had our breakout goaltending save of the game today. Save of the game brought to you by Breakout Goaltending Group, Long Island's longest running goalie exclusive training program, serving boys and girls elementary through college age, all year round since 2004. Today's breakout save of the game winner, Audrey Davidian, receives a certificate good for 1 complimentary lesson with Long Island's finest Breakout Goaltending Group. Visit them online at breakoutgoaltending.com. And let's take a look at the breakout goaltending save of the game. A huge one in a 1-goal game. Natalie Burns was cutting to the net, but Davidian just gets a piece of it and says no. She was awesome today.
Yeah, sure wasn't on that save. It looked like it actually hit off of the edge of her stick, that little plastic part on the outside, and surely, I mean, exactly, she deserves it today.
The junior Columbia commit did her work. Steady Eddie was what she was described as by her head coach, Danielle Castellane, and she was sure solid in this one. She had just a good enough performance to get her team a 9-8 win. It didn't look good to start this one. It was 3-0 Massapequa. Then it was 6-3 in the second quarter. But led by the offense of Avery Needle, among others, Cold Spring Harbor got a 9-8 win. It was a battle of 2 of the top teams on Long Island, but the Seahawks pull it out. Savannah Appleton started to dominate early, but it was Cold Spring Harbor who ended up winning this game 9-8. You see Avery Needle there. She's going to be a superstar in the future. The great pass to Hannah Sliwak. That gave them a 2-goal lead, and they won it 9-8 here from Massapequa High School. Special thanks to our whole entire crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney. For Max Rotniak, I'm Thomas Gamba. Also, thank Kevin Catalanoto, our camera operator, and we'll see you next time here on the Varsity Media Sports Network as Cold Spring Harbor downs Massapequa here from Massapequa High School.